Hello everyone and welcome to our Boxmode webinar. My name is Vlad. I work in marketing at Boxmode. We are live on YouTube and Facebook. Please note there is around 20 seconds broadcast delay, and which will cause communication delay. We're going to start in a minute. And in the meantime, let me know if you can hear me okay. How are you today? Hi Erin, thanks for joining. Thanks for letting me know. John, thanks for joining. Good to know. And also, I'm curious which business niche you're from. Well, I think we can start. Hello once again. My name is Vlad, and I'm Product Marketing Manager at Boxmode. Thank you so much for joining our webinar. And today we're going to discuss some of the underlying principles for building landing pages, and we'll build an event landing page using tools of Boxmode platform. Approaches that we'll cover are applicable to building a landing page for other purposes. So not only event managers will find this webinar useful, but also any other person who is looking for a quick way to create a single landing page or even more complex website in general. Before we continue, let me say a couple of words about Boxmode. We are a young website building platform, and we believe that creating websites must be accessible to everyone, regardless of technical knowledge, expertise, or budget. And our platform provides easy-to-use intuitive tools for creating and managing websites, online stores, and also building landing pages. So with the help of our tools, you can easily and quickly deploy a professional-looking website, or an online store, or a single landing page, even without any knowledge and formal training in web development. If you also don't need to worry about hosting or any software updates, we got you covered. So question from Juan. Yes, this webinar will be recorded and it will be uploaded afterwards, after we finish. So this is our webinar agenda for today. First, I'll cover some of the differences between landing page and a regular website homepage. Then we'll build a landing page. We have scheduled around 25 minutes for the main part, and after that I'll answer your questions. As I mentioned, the recording of this webinar will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to check it later at your own pace. So what is the difference between landing page and the regular website homepage, as this might look like similar things? Landing pages are used to describe an individual offer, product, or service, where home pages are the front pages of businesses' websites, where you talk about the organization, its goals, its values, describe a range of different offers and services and products. Landing pages are separate from business's website, and usually they do not appear in the main navigation menu. And the traffic to the landing page, it usually comes from paid advertisements, where homepage traffic, it comes from different sources. Landing pages have single goal. It should talk to a specific type of visitor and address their specific needs. And the main task of the landing page is to motivate the client to do targeted action, like subscription, order, or purchase. Where homepage, it usually speaks to a wider range of potential customers and encourage further websites browsing. So since landing page have a single goal, a single call to action, they usually have no navigation menu, where the website homepage has. So this should summarize the key differences. And now, as we are on the same ground regarding what the landing page is, let's build an event landing page that will prompt visitors to register for the event or leave a piece of contact information. So let's go to the boxmode.com. Registration is simple. Just enter the email and the password. I already have an account, so just log in. In the dashboard, to start building a landing page, we can pick a template. And template is a great starting point, especially if you're building a multi-page website, as templates provides a good foundation with a list of pages, content, and structure that is expected from websites. But today we are going to build an event landing page from the ground up, and for this purpose, let's use the blank theme. So this is how it looks in the edit mode. When building a landing page, remember to keep in mind the face of your target audience, because what you want to show on your landing page and how you want to show it, it depends on your buyer. And so the buyers must recognize themselves when reading the landing page. If you have to promote the same product or service to different target audiences who have different needs, which can be solved by using your offerings. So it is better to create separate landing pages tailored specifically to each target group. So for our webinar, say we are building a landing page to promote a mental health and COVID-19 pandemics webinar. And our target audience is white-collar workers who are stuck at home during pandemics. And so where to start? The first point of contact is going to be your landing page. With your landing page is this hero section. And the key elements of hero section, they can be summarized as follows. So it must have a logo or a company name, the main heading, the subheading, and a call to action, and preferably a hero image. So first, let's add the very top part of our hero section is the header. And in order to add something to the page, we need to click on this plus sign and choose the widget we want to add. In our case, it's going to be the header. So let's pick this one. Grab it and drop it on the screen. So as you can see, it comes with the navigation menu and logo and social media icons. As we may not need the navigation menu for the landing page, let's hide it from view here. The logo, as any other image, can be substituted on the fly. Just click on it, click on edit, and change the image. Boxmode integrated with the Unsplash library that offers thousands upon thousands different royalty-free stock pictures that you can use for your websites. But for now, I'll just use the picture from my computer that I have prepared before and add it here. So as you can see, it doesn't fit well inside this container. So what I can do here is just to grab it and stretch it so it now looks better. As for connecting these social media icons with the respective profile pages on the respective social medias, we just need to click on it, click on link option, and put here the URL of the profile. So next, let's add a hero image, the main heading, and a call to action. You can add not just basic widgets, but you can also add the entire sections. And sections are grouped under different categories. And for the first screen, we need a welcome category that offers several sections that already incorporate almost all the key elements of the hero section. And we can grab this one. So it is calm, nothing is screaming at us, and I like these pastel shades, and that creates an atmosphere of peace and tranquility, which visitors of such webinar would like to relate to in these turmoil times. And in order to change the stock text, what we need to do is just to click on the text, click on the edit, and just substitute it. The same with the main heading. Okay, so if you ever used Google Docs or Microsoft Office, you already know how to operate with the text customization tool, so I'm not gonna explain that. So the main heading is the most important text of your landing page. 8 out of 10 visitors will read this text. So it should be big, at least 30 pixels, better more. It should be no more than 8-10 words, otherwise it's going to be hard for audience to perceive it, especially if the font is big. The message written in the main heading, it should correspond with the user's intention, and it should be the logical continuation of the customer's journey that usually starts from paid advertisement in search engine, or post in social media, or email campaign that you use to promote your event. So the message here, it has to intrigue, and it has to correspond with what you promised during your promotional campaign. Let's also swap the positions of these two texts. In order to do that, we need to click on the text, grab it by this cross arrow icon, drag it, and drop it where we want it to be. Also, it is important to show the date and the time of the event, and let's add it above the call to action button. Let's add another text element here. Instead of a heading, it should be a paragraph, and just substitute the text. And also let's add some bottom margin to increase the space between this button and the text by grabbing this paragraph in the middle and dragging it, stretching it a bit like this. So as for changing the call to action button text, we can just double click on it and substitute it. And as for connecting this button to the respective registration form or registration page, again, we just need to click on it, click on the link, and put here the respective URL of the registration page. And I will talk about the registration form in a moment. The picture in the hero section, it plays important role. Yeah, it must emphasize the main message, or it must convey the process or the result that people can associate with. In our case, we can see that this is a picture of a slightly smiling woman in glasses and attire that suggests her being a white-collar worker. She is calm, collected, and happy, and that is what visitors of such webinar would like to be as well. So we can leave this picture as it is for now. If you decide to substitute the hero image, make sure that you use only the high quality images for the hero section. It is really important. So more likely people are not going to be ready to register for your event right after seeing the hero section, and they would like to read more about what exactly they are going to learn. So let's add some key talking points, and as a framework for this, we can add something from features section, as it offers us a suitable layout that we can rework. Let's say this one. And to not waste your time, from now on, I'm not going to change the text or the images further, as we already saw the mechanics of how this can be done. So when writing the event description, instead of just naming what the agenda is going to be about, tell also how the end user will benefit from attending your event. Same with the product or any other service that you do. So just naming the features isn't enough. People don't need features, people need benefits and how your product, your features will help to solve their problems. In terms of design, if you notice that the background section now here, the background color of this section is different, which suggests this is a different section. And if we were to make the background of this section the same in terms of colors, and if there were not enough space between these two sections, that would make there would be not much of a contrast, which would make the overall design of the landing page look bulky with no room to breathe and unthoughtful. So keep in mind that white space is important to create a visual structure of your landing page. And when using sections like we did right now, you can be sure that the proper amount of white space is added. So now everything is look great here. So you provided your visitors with more detailed information about your event and what it offers and what customers will get from it. And now let's add a content block that talks about the most notable event speakers. For this purpose, let's add a section under the theme category. Let's pick this one. Speakers are at the heart of any event and offer some of the most compelling reasons to attend. And this section already put together nicely and has everything that is expected. So each speaker has a picture, the name, short description, and links to social media. This time, as you can see, the backgrounds of these two neighboring sections is the same, and the only things that separates them is the white space, which is okay. But we can increase the contrast and create even more distinct visual structure by changing the background color of this speaker section. And to be consistent, let's use the same background color as this background picture has. In order to check which background color is being used on the web, you can use different browser extensions. For example, this color pick eyedropper. So it's a free extension that you can easily install on your browser, and it works really self-explanatory. We just activate it, hover over the area of the screen, and it tells us what the hexadecimal color value is. So we can just copy this code, color code, and now we can go to the design settings of this section by clicking on this brush icon, going to the color, and just adding the color value here. Now it looks more consistent. To make your event landing page even more credible, it is a good idea to show testimonials of from attendees of previous events. So let's add a testimonials section. Here, let's add this first one, for example. Testimonials, they help to build trust. They work like referrals, but make sure that you put genuine testimonials and also testimonials of people who you consider to be your target audience for this particular event. And that way, new attendees can relate to them. An ideal offer, as I mentioned, it consists of benefits, and benefits should not be unsubstantiated. And every benefit that you list should be backed up by facts, and facts are best expressed by numbers. So say we said that our webinar provides interesting insights and practical advices on how to deal with eventual anxiety and mood swings while being isolated. So, and to prove this, we can add some statistics. So let's add a section with some statistics that we can leverage to boost our credibility. And for this purpose, we can find something suitable under the About Us section. It offers us a framework for this purpose. We can grab, for example, this one. We can list, for example, some number of like events that we have scheduled, the number of event attendees, number of happy attendees, number of social reactions, and so on. Again, everything here, like text, numbers, and images, can be customized on fly the way we already discussed. But here's another thing to remember when building a landing page. We also need to consider the question of accessibility. And when working with images, we can make them more user-friendly for visually impaired people who use screen readers to browse web pages. And for this, we can add alternative image text. And so it will be read by a screen reader software, allowed, and let such person know that what this image is about. Another trick that that you can use on your landing page is to create a sense of urgency by adding the countdown timer and telling the registration is going to end at a certain point of time in the future. Boxmode does not have an inbuilt countdown timer by default, but since we have the HTML iframe widget, so you can add here any third-party countdown timer to your website by simply copying and pasting the embedded code from that third party. Or you can add your own custom code. And I'll ask my colleague to share a link to a video where I covered this question so I don't do this again. What I'll do, I'll just simply copy the code and save it here. So now, as you can see, the countdown timer was added to the page. So each use case is unique, and if you need something extra that is not available by default, you're not basically restricted by the Boxmode functionality, and what you need can be embedded with the help of HTML iframe widget. So another important aspect of a landing page is a form where people can confirm registration or just get in touch with you. And to add a form to the page, we can again click on plus here, and we can either add the single form widget, or we can add the section that contains a form along with the map. Let's pick this one. The map is especially useful in case if you are hosting offline events. So when adding a form, remember to not add too many fields because it will be irritating. So name, email, and message usually is sufficient enough for most cases. So you can control the form fields in the settings of the form. You can add new form fields or customize existing. The messages submitted through this form will be sent to the email address that you specify here. Also, you can integrate with the MailChimp, and everything submitted through this form will be synchronized with your MailChimp database, and you can use it for further marketing initiatives. As for the design, make sure that you are consistent. And as you can see, this button is rounded and green, where the first call to action button, it has a different color and different shape. So what we can do here is to copy like this color code and customize our round button so it has a different color and shape. To do this, we can go to the settings, go to the button settings, and we can substitute the color here. To remove the roundness of the button, we can remove this radius. Or we can make the first button rounded, because some studies suggests that rounded buttons are more appealing. And if you wish to pin your location to the map, just go to the map settings and type here the address, and it's gonna automatically adjust the map to show where you are. So another section that will improve your customer's experience is FAQ section, and it allows you to address eventual concerns, deal with objections, and answer basically the questions that are most commonly asked that surrounds your event or service. We do not have a dedicated FAQ section category, but as a framework, again, we can use something from the features, as it offers us the similar layout, and we can simply change the text and the images to fit our purpose here. Another thing to remember when writing texts on your landing is to focus the language of your appeal to visitor, not on yourself. Use you instead of we. So make it your goal to delight your customers, and by giving them just what they want to hear, because you cannot convert prospects by putting your needs before theirs. And only the belief that they are going to solve their needs by your service, by your offering, can trigger actions. And the last intrinsic part of any page is a footer. So let's add it to the page. Let's take this one. So footer usually contains links to useful information, links to privacy policy, social media, and other like contact information. I'm not going to customize or add anything extra for now, as we almost ran out of time and we already know how to add things. So, and we have a couple of more things to cover before we finish. Since the landing page is going to be promoted using social media as well, it will be great to have an option to customize the preview of your landing page when sharing a link to that page. And you can do exactly that if in the global page settings here under the social network. So whenever a link to the landing page will be shared on social media, it will have the thumbnail, the title, and the description that you specify here. And as you know, most of the web traffic, it comes from mobile devices, so the landing page must be mobile responsive. And if we switch to a different tablet or a mobile view, you can see that what we have built so far, it already fits well inside the viewport, and no additional work is required to make it look okay. So, and the last one for today is analytics. Obviously, we need to measure conversions and traffic, and how basically people interact with our website. And to gain access to lots of statistics, what we need to do is to connect our project with popular analytics tools. In the project settings under analytics, you can connect with Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, Hotjar, and the Facebook Pixel. The flow for connecting the analytics is pretty much straightforward, and just copy paste the ID of your respective analytics account and connect it, and it will start receiving the most important metrics. So this is basically it for introductory part. There are a lot of things that we haven't covered, but we at least touched on the very basics, and that should help you to get started. Now let's move on to the questions. Question from Omorin Sojo. Sorry if I butchered that. Can I connect a landing page built on Canva to Boxmode? Well, technically, if you have the source code of that page, you can copy paste it in the HTML iframe widget. But other than that, there is no way to import landing pages yet from Canva. But thanks for your question. I will pass your suggestions to our product team for future considerations. Question from Tamreen. Is Boxmode offering this website creator as a free version? Boxmode do have a free version. Almost all instruments that I showed you today are free of charge. We have free forever plan, and the only thing that is paid is its analytics from what I've shown you, and the iframe widget. So in order to get access to these two features, you would need to upgrade to a growth plan. Question from Tamreen. What is a MailChimp? Well, MailChimp is an email service. It's a marketing tool that's it's a marketing automation platform. Like it allows you to do email marketing. With that help, you can basically manage like the mailing lists, create different email campaigns, automated email campaigns, and so on. Question from Erwin. How can I choose the URL of my landing page? Yeah, so once you ready to go live with your landing page, you can click on publish here. Choose the URL that is not occupied and confirm publishing. As you can see that by default your landing page will have .boxmode.io extension, and if and of course we do offer an option for you to connect your own custom domain if that's required. To stay tuned for recent platform updates, our plans, news, and etc., you can join our Facebook community, subscribe to our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. You'll find links to all this in the description to this video. Also, I'll ask my colleague to share it with you in the chat. So let me know if you have any other questions. Tamreen, thanks for your feedback. I'm glad that you found a tool that will help you to create a free website. Well, since we do not have any more questions, I think we can finish for today. I really do appreciate your dedicated time, and hope you learned something new today. Hope it was useful and informative. And if you have any questions, you can always contact our 24/7 customer support. And so thank you so much and have a nice day.